Hello, good morning, dear children. We are back again for our English class. And this day, we are going to do the last part of The Lost Child by Mulkraj Anand. And the last class, we have seen that in the spring season, all the people in the village was getting ready to go and attend a fair. And along with that, a child along with this family also joins the group to go to the fair, and on the way we see that the child was demanding various things, but the parents is not giving any heed to his wish. And as the mother felt so sorry, mother was trying to divert his attention to the mustard field, to the butterflies, and we see that the child was fascinated by the charm of nature. He forgets about the toys, isn't it? And once they reach the fair, we see that the place was entirely crowded with a lot of people. And also we see that the child, along with his parents, when he entered the village fair, something that cherished his mind happened there. What is that? He happened to see sweet sellers, florists, snake charmers, roundabouts, balloons, everything. We see that it's being a small boy, he was very much interested in all these things, especially the sweets that he had seen all around. The gulab jamun, rasgulla, burfi, everything, isn't it? And in his mind he said, I want that burfi, because that was his favorite sweet, isn't it? Then coming to the florist, he see the gulmohar garland, and he also wished to have one, attracted by the red color of the gulmohar flower, isn't it? There also we see that the father was not ready to buy anything. He just goes on without giving any heed to the wish of the child, isn't it? Then he comes to see balloons, isn't it? Flying balloons. There also he stucks there, and in between we see that the parents are calling, child, come, join us, isn't it? So he used to lag in between seeing all these colorful, attractive things in the fair. And finally we see that gathering all courage, so far he just suppressed all his wish because he knows that some excuse his parents will give and never they will buy these things for him. But this time, when he came near to the roundabout, we see that he was so adamant in asking about a ride. So he wanted to have a ride in the roundabout because there are so many men and women, children just enjoying the roundabout. So he courageously, we see that with much courage, he demanded a ride in the roundabout. What he said? Father, mother, please, I want to have a ride in the roundabout. And there we stopped last day. But as he said these things, we see that what happened next in this day's lesson. This is going to be the last part of the lost child. Okay? When he demanded that, Father, mother, please, I wanted a ride in the roundabout, what happened? Take your textbook, all of you, and let's continue what happened to this. Okay? Have you taken your book? Okay, now look. There was no reply. He turned to look at his parents. They were not there ahead of him. He turned to look on either side. They were not there. He looked behind. There was no sign of them. So what happened when the child was just waiting for a reply? He couldn't get a reply. Why? Because when he looked around, there was no one, especially talking about his parents. So far, they were just calling him, son, come, child, come with us, isn't it? But now what happened? There was no reply. He turned to look around his parents. What happened? He saw that they were nowhere around. And he looked around, looked behind, but his parents were nowhere to be seen. You can just imagine how the child might have felt like. It's a small boy. Because of his innocence of mind, he just stops here and there looking at each stalls and just wait there for a moment just to enjoy the sight. Because this is the first time, maybe this is the first time he was enjoying such a fantabulous place in a fair like this, isn't it? So when he was just lagging all over there, he never expected these things to happen, isn't it? But now when he waited in front of the roundabout to ask for a ride, he didn't get a reply. He just looked around and he understood that he was lost. Then what might have happened? A full deep cry rose within his dry thought, and with a sudden jerk of his body, he ran from where he stood, crying in real fear, "Father, mother!" Tears rolled down from his eyes, hot and fierce. His flushed face was convulsed with fear. Panic-stricken, he ran to one side, then to the other, hither and thither, in all directions, knowing nowhere to go. Mother, father, he wailed. His yellow turban came untied and his clothes become muddy. So now we see here is the child. When he understood that he lost his parents, he started what? Crying. All of a sudden, without thinking, what is that? Automatically, just like he started crying. Okay, and here it says that within his dry throat and with a sudden jerk of his body, that means he was just looking all around or running from one place to another, searching for his parents. What happened? It says that how he is just running, crying in real fear. It's not acting. He was just crying for father, calling his father, father, mother. And what we see there is tears rolling round from his eyes. He can't suppress his sorrow for not seeing his parents. He started running from one place to another and started shouting for calling his father and mother. And it says that his flushed face was convulsed with fear. One can understand looking at the face of this child that he was fear, or he was panic stricken. He was full of fear. He was afraid because he is now all alone. Can you imagine you just got up in such a position of this child? Can you imagine that you are lost from your child for parents? It's impossible, right? You can't even imagine about being kidnapped or being taken away from your parents. Even you can't even think about missing your parents for a week or for a day, isn't it? They are our world. So it's just like that similar. Even though the parents were stubborn enough in not buying anything, the life of this child around where? Around his parents. So when he understood that his parents were nowhere to say, he was lost. He understood that I don't have any person with me. I am lost. I am afraid, isn't it? So that is the innocence of children, isn't it? So here also we can say the very same thing. So here it says that, and panic stricken he ran to one side, then to the other, hither and thither in all direction. Hither and thither means from here to there, from there to here. He doesn't know where to go, what to do, how to go back to his house. Nothing he doesn't know. He was just depending only on his parents for each and everything. And also we have seen that his mother all the way she was just calling this child and giving her hand for a support, just to hold on. But what happened? It's so crowded here, isn't it? It's a fair, it's a festival like thing, something just going on like this. And all the place is crowded with a lot of people. It's very hard to, get along with parents, isn't it? If you just miss your parents for a while, definitely you will be reaching in different distance, isn't it? So here might have happened like this. Anyhow, this child was so worried, he can't even suppress his sorrow. He started crying, calling for his parents. And now what happened? Mother, father, he wailed. Wail means what? He was crying, cried and crying. Isn't it? His yellow turban came untied and his clothes become muddy. He was not caring about his dress also. You know that when you are taken for some special days or to attend a festival, definitely your parents will be buying new clothes for you to attend a festival. So here also same thing happens here. So this child was not caring about his dress, the turban, it's got loose and it started just rolling all over, and it was just filled with what? Mud all over. He was not caring. The only thing he was just looking about his parents, isn't it? And now what happened? And again it says, having run to and fro in a rage of running from a while, he stood defeated. His cries suppressed into sobs. A little distance on green grass he could see through the filmy eyes men and women talking. He tried to look intently among the patches of bright yellow clothes, but there was no sign of his father and mother among these people, who seemed to laugh and just talk for the sake of laughing and talking. But what happened, that what will happen just when you start crying after a load of time, isn't it? After spending a lot of time in crying, you feel like sobbing. What is sobbing? Isn't it? You can't even cry also. He become in such a situation that he can't even cry also. He was so tired because of running and looking for his parents. He doesn't know where to go and what to do. In between his filmy eyes here means what? Because the eyes is now filled with what? Water. And when your eyes is filled with tears, you can't see things clearly. Okay, it's just like a vision, or it's just like a filmy vision that you get only the shape of something. So when he was just looking through the tear-filled eyes, he could see images of people standing in different corners, and he was just giving a closer look at them to see whether they resemble similar to that of his parents. But they don't look like his parents. They were just standing there and laughing and talking. And it says that having run to and fro in a rage of running for a while, he stood defeated. Now he was standing there. He understood that, no, I can't find my parents. Can you imagine the situation of such a child in such a group of situation, or in a festival? Isn't it? That is, what is a heartbreaking situation that a child need to face it, isn't it? Here also the child who was standing there defeated. What defeated? Nowhere he can see. Now he was sure that I lost my parents. So anyhow, he was trying his level best to get back to his parents, isn't it? See how much love he has got for his parents. He never thought that my parents were not ready to buy anything what I wanted. He never thought like that. He only wanted is to get back to his parents. So, and he tried to look intently means very carefully among the people or among the crowd to see whether they are wearing the dress color of his dress, of parents' dress or something like that, whether they resembles my parents like that. But what happened? Who seems to laugh and jump just for the sake of laughing and talking? They were not his father and mother. Okay, so he gave up and he was simply searching for his parents. He doesn't know what to do. So panic he was. And then again we see that the next paragraph says that he ran quickly again, this time to a shrine to which people seemed to be crowding. Every little inch of space here was congested with men, but he ran through people's legs, his little sob lingering, mother, father, near the entrance to the temple. However, the crowd became very thick. Men jostled each other, heavy men with flashing, murderous eyes and hefty shoulders. The poor child struggled to thrust a way between the feet, but knocked to and fro by the brutal movements. He might have been trampled underfoot. He had not shrieked at the highest pitch of voice. Father, mother, a man in the surging crowd heard his cry and stooping with great difficulty lifted him up in his arms. So what happened? So by the time as he was running from one place to another, finally he reached in front of a shrine. What is shrine? Shrine can be said to be like a temple, a holy place. So definitely you know that festivals or fair will be conducted in connection with temples or festival. Temples likewise, especially in India. Mulk Raj Anand, already we have said that Mulk Raj Anand is a Indian English writer, and definitely he may be just portraying some festivals with regard to the temples, isn't it? And here, as a part of that one, here also there is one shrine or temple is here. So all the people will be standing in front of the shrine or the temple to offer the worship, isn't it? So here it says that people seems to be crowding. Every inch of space here was congested with men, but he ran through people's legs. It says that all the place around the shrine, was completely congested. Congested means what? Full of people. And as we know that he is a small boy, he just makes his way through near to the legs of the people, isn't it? Through the people's leg, and his little sob lingering as he was running in between the legs of these people who was surrounded the shrine. He was just calling, "Father, Mother." Definitely he knows that if my parents comes to, they may be also searching for me. Definitely the parents will be also searching for this child, isn't it? And he just thinking about a chance of mating with each other, running from one place to another, calling father and mother, isn't it? So in between he was just moving around, and it seems to be like this place was congested with a full of men. And here we see that near to the entrance of the temple, however, the crowd became very thick as he was just about to enter into the front part of the temple. That place was extremely crowded with a lot of people, and here it seems to be like crowd become very thick. Men jostle each other. Jostle each other means they started pushing each other in order to get a sight. Especially, you know that when you see the picture of people visiting Shabarimala, when they were about to be in the front of the what we call the idol of Lord Ayyappa, the god of growth. You see that there will be a huge thick people will be pushing each other to have a sight at the Lord. So similarly here also in front of the temple, we see that people was just jostling each other, means pushing each other with heavy men flashing murderous eyes and hefty shoulders. Hefty means large, isn't it? So big people, they are just pushing here and there, looking with rolling eyes to see the sight, isn't it? And the poor child struggled to thrust away between the feet, but knocked to and fro by the brutal women. As the people was just moving and pushing each other, he was just crushed or just get thrust in this situation, and he was about to get fallen in that place. Definitely what will happen if he just falls in such a situation? Everyone will step onto him, isn't it? But what is that? All of a sudden, he might have gone trampled underfoot, but he has not shrieked at the highest pitch of his voice, "Father, Mother." A man in the surging crowd heard his cry, and stooping with great difficulty, he lifted him up in his arms. So, as he was just pushing himself in order to enter into the temple to see whether his parents were not there or not, he was about to get fallen into the ground. But his calling and its cry, one kind person came to see that this child was crying and standing there, and he was getting crushed by the heavy and huge crowd over there. Anyhow, he stooping with his great difficulty, he lifted up. He just took this son or this child from the crowd. Okay. Then what we see here is he lifted the child. Then the next paragraph, this man is just asking something. What is that? He was just trying to console the child. "How did you get here, child? Whose baby are you?" the man asked as he steered clear of the mass. The child wept more bitterly than ever now and only cried, "I want my father, I want my mother." So this man, when he got this child, he took him apart from the mass. Mass means crowd of people, and he just came out from this crowded situation to a lonely place or a place outside this area, and he was just asking some questions. "How did you get here? Whose baby are you?" That means, who are your parents? How you managed to come over here? But what the child was doing? The child was only doing one thing. What is that? He was bitterly crying even louder and louder when he was taken by a man and was asking some questions like this. This is the mentality of children. What is that? If they happen to meet any problems in their life, if anyone asks them what happened, they will cry aloud, isn't it? Similarly, here also the same child does the same thing. He was crying and uttering only one thing. What is it? I want my mother. I want my father. This is the only thing the child was just repeating. Okay, then the next paragraph. The man tried to soothe him by taking him close to the roundabout. Will you have a ride on the horse? He gently asked. And he gently asked as he approached the ring. The child's throat tore into 1,000 shrill sobs, and he only shouted, I want my mother, I want my father. See, the man was trying to console this boy, to soothe this boy from not crying. What is that? He was trying to give comfort and relax to this child who was asking. He took this child and he moved to the ride, isn't it? And he was just asking, what about having a ride in this roundabout? Do you remember what was the courageous question asked by this child? Father, mother, please, can I have a ride in this roundabout? That much he wished to have a ride. Now he was offered to have a ride in this roundabout. What was the reply? He only shouted, I want my mother, I want my father. When this kind man took this boy to console him, he just asked whether he can have a ride in the roundabout. The child was not ready. Earlier we have seen that the child was just demanding to have a ride in the roundabout. But this time when he was offered a ride in the roundabout, he says, no, I only wanted my father and mother, nothing else more, isn't it? And now then the man had it again. We see that the man was trying to console this boy, to soothe this boy by showing the things that is arranged all over there. Okay. Then the man headed towards the place where the snake charmer still played on the flute to the swaying cobra. Listen to that nice music, child, he pleaded. But the child shut his ears with his fingers and shouted his double-pitched strain, I want my mother, I want my father. The man took him near the balloons, thinking the bright colors of the balloons would distract the child's attention and quieten him. Would you like a rainbow-colored balloon? He persuasively asked. The child turned his eyes from the flying balloons and just sobbed, I want my mother, I want my father. So whatever the child wanted in the fair while he was with his parents, all those things we can see this kind man was just offering to this child right now. For what? For diverting the attention of the child towards this beautiful and attractive scenario. But what was the reply? Well, first of all, we have seen that when the man offered a ride in the roundabout, he was not ready. Then he took him to the snake charmer where he enjoyed the music while he was with his parents, isn't it? But now he just asked this child whether he wanted to listen to the beautiful music played by the snake charmer. But he says, no, I want to be with my father. Again, the man was just showing these rainbow colored balloons and asking, do you like to have these flying kites? Flying? What is that? Rainbow colored balloons? He says, no, I want to be with my parents. I want my mother. I want my father. We see that this kind man was offering all the things once the child actually wanted while he was with his parents. But he says no, isn't it? And what we see here is the man, even though the child cannot meet his parents, that man was trying to console, isn't it? But the child's mentality is extremely changed, because his love for his parents is much more than the things that he sees around in the festival or in the fair, isn't it? This man who was with this child felt so pity and sympathetic for this child, and he wanted to make this child understand and quieten, but he was not keeping quiet. With double sound, he was just crying and asking for his parents. The man still was trying to make the child happy. Next paragraph. The man still trying to make the child happy, bore him to the gate where the flower seller said, "Look, can you smell those nice flowers? Child, would you like to have a garland to put around your neck?" See, last time we have seen that he was just asking, "I want a Gulmohar garland." But this time, this kind man, in order to make the child happy, he brought him to in front of the florist. Florist means a flower seller, and was asking, "What about having a garland you can put in your neck? Okay, shall I buy one for you?" What was the reply? The child turned his nose away. He doesn't want it to smell. Beautiful. What is it? The fragrance is coming from the flowers, but he doesn't want to smell it. He turned his nose away and he was sobbing, and he is just, it says the child turned his nose away from the basket and reiterated his sob, "I want my mother, I want my father." It is reiterated, it's repeated. He was just repeating only one thing. From the time he get lost from his parents till now, he was just repeating only one thing. What is that? Father, mother, I want my mother, I want my father. This is the only thing. He doesn't want to have rainbow color balloons. He doesn't want to have Buffy, or he doesn't want to ride in the roundabout. He doesn't want to put flower or garland in his neck. Okay, he was only telling that I wanted my parents only. Okay, next paragraph says that, thinking to humor his disconsolate charge by a gift of sweets, the man took him to the counter of sweet shop. "What sweets would you like?" he asked. The child turned his face from the sweet shop and only sobbed, "I want my mother, I want my father." Here also we see that the child was not interested in Burfi now. Earlier we have seen that his favorite sweet is Burfi, and he said, "I want Burfi." But now this man took him to the sweet seller and was just asking, "What is that? Okay, do you want anything from this sweet shop?" Thinking to humor, or he thought that his disconsolate charge, disconsolate means very unhappy, unable to comfort. This man also failed to comfort this child and was just thinking that definitely sweets can just give a better side, isn't it? So he was just asking, "What sweets would you like, child?" He said, "I want my mother and father." Anyhow, this is the only thing the child has to say. He was not ready to have the sweet. He was not ready to have a ride on the roundabout. He was not ready to put the garland on his neck. He was not ready to hear the music of the snake charmer. He was not ready to have a group of rainbow colored balloons. All these things he wished once while he was with his parents, but the parents was not ready to buy all these things and bring the happiness to his child. But now, when all these things were offered by this kind man, we see that the child's mentality totally changes, and he ignores the love shown by the kind man to disapprove about the missing parents. But he wished whatever he wished in the fair, now he ignores, and his love is only for his parents, isn't it? And whatever he attracted is no longer appealing to him. He wished for Buffy, flower garland, balloons, ride, everything vanishes in front of his love, his innocent love for his father or mother, isn't it? He only wanted his father and mother. Just think about such a situation. This child, he only wanted the happiness of his parents, isn't it? Sometimes you may not understand, isn't it? Now you have grown up, you may not understand the value of parents. But once when you lose them in your life, definitely that is a great loss. That is, what is that? That loss cannot be repaired, isn't it? That cannot be repaired by any other means. Once lost is lost. You cannot retain or revive that happiness in your life. This child on this particular situation understood that he has lost all the happiness in his life. You know that mothers and parents, maybe for the time being, sometimes they may stand stubborn or sometimes they may stand against your wish. But definitely they are the only ones who can just fulfill your wishes and demands in your life. Maybe because of the lack of money, maybe because of the situation, sometimes they may say no, but that doesn't mean that they hate you. They love you very much. Now you may not understand that. Once you also be like in the situation of this child, then definitely you will understand what your father is for you, what your mother is for you, isn't it? So this is what Mulk Raj Anand was trying to portray through the story, The Lost Child. Okay, I think you understood the mentality of the child, the lost child. Here the narrator was trying to give an interesting story about the innocent way how a child thinks, like he never keeps anything in his mind. Only world is the world with his parents. Okay, this is what the story goes all about. Thank you, children. Have a great day. Just go through the text. Okay, read it again and again and try to understand the pulse of this text. Okay, thank you all.